everybody, welcome. Alright, so today I'm going to be doing the vinyl tag video. I've been watching a bunch of these show up on my feed. I really enjoyed watching all of these, learning more about you guys. I love the set of questions. There's 20 in total. And so I thought I'd give it a shot. So I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into it so it's not super long. First question being, the first community channel you watched on YouTube. That's a hard one, actually. Some of these are kind of hard, but this one here, I had a hard time remembering what the first video was. I just started looking up vinyl related videos, and then one of the channels that I might have stumbled on might have been the Needle Groove. And then I remember also seeing videos from Doug over at Fat City Vinyl. And this is before he had changed the name to Fat City Vinyl. It was just Doug A. So I've been following him and watching his videos for as long as I've been on the platform. So I feel like one of those two might have been the first ones. Great videos. The Needle Groove focuses on like jazz records, and then Doug over at Fat City Vinyl does pretty much everything vinyl hauls, but he just knows so much about reggae. Two genres that I'm not very familiar with, that I'm trying to learn more of. So maybe that's why those were the first. But yeah, I follow a lot of other channels. It's just I don't remember which one was the first. Second question was favorite record discovered through the VC. This one, I think it's hands down one of my favorites that I remember hearing people talk about. They're really excited about the release of it and the packaging that went into it. It's Kamasi Washington's The Epic. Having not really been kind of into jazz was one thing, and then getting this thing was another. It's awesome. It's beautiful. The way it was put together. You got 3 volumes in there. Picked it up through Vinyl Me Please. And they do keep it in their member store, and it sells out like all the time. So yeah, this has to be one of my favorites. I was really excited about this, and hearing his involvement with like Kendrick Lamar and then doing other stuff here and there just made it even cooler for me. So that was also another good way to get introduced to like some more modern jazz, because you know, I've been kind of listening to a lot of the older stuff. So that was definitely one of those records there. There's a couple others, but that one was the most memorable. Third question was, what are your other hobbies? I have a couple other hobbies besides vinyl, of course. Don't really even consider it a hobby. It's just how I listen to music, or prefer to listen to music. But I do love old cameras. I like photography. I've been finding these while digging for records at thrift stores. This is a Pentax ME Super mechanical camera. I love things that are mechanical. I've been teaching myself to shoot, you know, more and more with the manual settings. You can kind of tinker around with it. It has a really nice automatic setting as well. But I'm also teaching myself how to fix them. This one didn't really need a lot of help. It was pretty much in the condition that you see it in now. Just wiped down a little bit. Tested out the light seals, so I shot a roll. I'm going to see if there's any light streaks in it. But I want to learn how to take them apart and put them back together. This one here, this is my Sheikah FX3. It has no leather trimming on it because this one was in really bad condition. So I cleaned it all up. I changed the light seals on it. Tested the shutter, the speed. These don't need batteries unless you're using the light sensor. But if you're like that far deep into photography where you don't need it, you can get away with not having to actually use one. So it just works on its own. So my dad he has a couple mechanical watches, and when he was talking to me about them, I was just captivated by the idea of something working without an energy source. So yeah, right now this is my go-to. But I do like also like using instant film. I have a couple cameras with that, and then point and shoots. Just something to have fun with, you know. So photography, I guess, and then art. I like to make other stuff as well. I have a linked channel in the description where I show time lapses of all the stencils that I make. If you want to add it up, that would be cool to see there as well. But yeah, stencil season is upon us. So I've been cutting away at some stencils, and I'll be spraying them very soon. Just needed to get warmer. Anyways, moving on. Question number 4. Why did you start collecting? Several reasons, mainly my friends. A lot of them were into record collecting. They were going to record stores, going to thrift stores, and finding all these records. It felt like I was going to Amoeba like every other weekend with them. And so eventually I started collecting records, and I found a record player at the thrift store. I've been using it since. And I just like the idea of just spending the day digging for music, talking about music with other people while digging for music. The cost, it was, you know, pretty affordable, pretty cheap. It still is if you know where to go. You can find some pretty cool stuff, and you just kind of have to get lucky. So it's like the thrill of the hunt. And then of course the quality and the whole experience of just sitting there listening to a record from beginning to end is really, really cool. So there's definitely that. Question number 5. I wrote these down, by the way. That's why I'm nice green paper. Question number 5. Do you play any musical instruments? Yes. I was in band in middle school. I played the clarinet. Yeah, and you know, fun instrument. Then I moved over to guitar. Took classical guitar. Pretty much kind of just jammed around, teaching myself and learning from my friends. But that's really it. I really never learned more than that. Or where I'm at now, which isn't that great. But I can get, you know, I can play a couple songs here and there. But yeah, so the guitar, I guess, at this point, that's basically it. Let's see. Question number 6. How did you, have you ever worked in a record store? No, I wish I could. Even if it was just like a weekend thing, that'd be great. Just to be exposed to all this different music and just be listening to records all day. That would be the dream right there. Maybe one day I'll own my own. That'd be great too. I'd love that. Question number 7. Favorite album from the year that you were born? There's a couple. I was born in '88, so I just turned 30, which is an age that I never thought about. You know, but yeah, it is what it is. It's a good age, I guess. But the favorite album from that year has to be Public Enemy's It Takes a Million. It takes a nation of millions to hold us back. This album is iconic. So many great songs on here. Really happy I have a decent copy of it in my collection. So yeah. And like I think Surfer Rosa from the Pixies is another one that I really like. I don't own that one, so I just stuck with this one because I have it. Moving on here. Question number 8. What classic record have you never heard? I have not heard Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. I hear it be referenced a lot. It's a classic. Just never got around to listening to it. Eventually I would want to. I'm holding out so I can listen to it on vinyl. I just haven't found a decent copy of it yet while digging for it at the thrift or at the flea market. But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of haven't listened to it. So I actually really like that question. A lot of people have been putting out like really interesting albums out there that they have never listened to, and it's like, wow, like, yeah, I haven't listened to that either. So that's mine. Where are we here? Okay, question number 9. Show a guilty pleasure record. Okay, so this is not necessarily specific to an artist or a specific album. This is more of a genre-based type of thing. It's comedy records. I love comedy records, and this is something new for me because I've seen them in horrible conditions and I pass them up. I found this George Carlin one here in pretty decent condition. It's super clean. The sleeve is kind of falling apart here at the bottom. The glue dried up, so I'm just gonna glue it back together. But besides that, I mean, I think I paid $1 for it. I was really happy. And so like, I have a lot of friends who just don't like collecting these type of records or listening to them because they feel that comedy is not only, well, it's a physical thing. You get to see the comedians' expressions and their body language. And I understand that, you know. But the thing that I like more is the timing. You can have a great joke, right? It's funny, it works. You can use your body to express it and to really sell the joke. But if you have no timing, your joke is worth nothing. That's why when you hear a joke and you think it's hilarious and it made you laugh, and then you go and you say it to your friends and you say it all wrong, the timing's off, you kind of jump the gun on the punchline and like no one laughs. That's kind of why I feel like when you listen to a vinyl, especially these type of records, you don't see the physical part of it, but you do get to hear the timing and everything about it, and it's like a different experience. I don't know what he was wearing, well, during the time of the recording, unless I look at the pictures, but he doesn't really share a whole lot about it. It's just kid pictures of himself or whatever. But you kind of make up your own little visual for it. It really kind of paints a picture. I don't know. It's really weird, but I'm into it because of that. So I'm starting to look for more of these in the condition that I'm finding them, hopefully. And my collection will grow. Okay, so question number 10. Show the strangest record in your collection. Blind pickup, obviously. This is an Ella Jenkins record. And this is Rhythm. It's Folkaway Records. It's got that cool sticker wraparound label on the front there. Textured cover. It's literally a bunch of different sounds. You got maracas, the cowbell, woodblock, and then you have some songs on the other side, on the B side. I wasn't 100% sure, but I kind of like the cover, so I bought it. It was only $1, and it is really strange. It's really, really strange. So there's, oh no, it was $1.99, but it might have been color of the day, so I might have got it for $1. But yeah, really weird. All right, so question number 11: show a picture disc. Now I know that picture discs aren't really popular in the community. Some people, you'll get them. I have one or two of them, but the one that I really like is this one here. It's a classic Danzig. Got the pretty much the same thing on both sides. It's a heavy pressing, 180 gram, and I don't really like the plastic sleeve it came in, so I stuck it in one of these DJ sleeves. But it did come with like a track listing and a picture of the band and lyrics to all these amazing songs. So that's my picture disc album. Big fan of Danzig and the Misfits and all that, so pick that up. Question 12: best posthumous release on vinyl. I had to look that word up. So an album that was released after the death of the artist, and this is actually recent. This is actually going to be a part of my vinyl haul. My girlfriend got me this record. It's Selena's Dreaming of You, released in 1995 after her death. This was supposed to be a crossover to English music, so you got, of course, I Could Fall in Love, Captive Heart, I'm Getting Used to You, and then you have other songs that are, you know, classics like Techno Cumbia, Como La Flor, Bidi Bidi Bum Bum. But yeah, it's a Urban Outfitters reissue, and I'm not sure if it was ever issued on vinyl. It came out in '95, the dark times, when CDs were more, I guess, popular. But yeah, she's a big artist in my life. I remember struggling with the idea of death when she was murdered. Seeing her on TV, hearing her on the radio confused me because she was supposed to be gone. So I thought that, you know, her music would stop being played, I guess. I don't know. I was just like 7, so. And I had a huge crush on her too. Still do. So yeah, definitely one of my favorites. Flip the paper over here. Question number 13. What artist do you impulsively collect? Hands down, it's got to be Nancy Sinatra. Just going to flick through some of these. This is definitely in need of an upgrade. The sleeve looks really beat up, but it sounds great. I love Nancy. What can I say? I keep finding them. I buy them. By far one of my favorites here, Nancy and Lee. My collection isn't complete, you know, but eventually it will be. I just think she was so beautiful, and I love her voice. This one here, Country My Way, super cool. And then this one, which is probably my favorite of her. Like, I think she just looks amazing in this cover. And you have, you know, the greatest hits. Boots Made for Walking, Something Stupid, Some Velvet Morning, which is an amazing song. But yeah, really love that. So yeah, Nancy. Gotta have her in the collection. Question number 14. Best blind buy. This has to be from last year. It's Leo Kottke. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name right, but this is Circle Around the Sun, folk music. This is his first album, and I listened to it and I just fell in love with his guitar playing. He is an amazing guitar player, and I've been finding more of his music, so I will show you those in future hauls. I've been lucky enough to find them. for a really good price too, and in decent condition. So my collection of his is starting to grow more and more. Definitely worth checking out. Show a blind spot artist. This is super niche because I listen to a lot of hardcore punk music, and I haven't seen this show up. I feel like this band is like underrated in the community. I guess in the hardcore punk community, they were like a big band. They're no longer together, but they released some music. It's Regulations. They have this amazing sound. They're from Sweden, so singing in English. But yeah, you have Disease, Protect and Serve, No Rights, Acceptance, Police Car. This album here is one of my favorites. I had to get this one, and this is the self-titled, which has one of my the song that got me into them, Destroyed. If you're into hardcore punk, definitely worth looking into. They're inspired by bands like the Dead Kennedys, and I believe they even say Negative Approach. They're a more recent band. I think this came out in 2005, so not too old, but yeah, definitely worth looking into if that's something you're interested in exploring. Definitely a great band. Let's see. Oh, question number 16. Show your favorite cover art. A lot of great cover art. All the jazz records, I think the pictures are just standards. Like that's where cover art should be if you're taking pictures. So I stuck with jazz, I guess. Some blues jazz. I don't know, blues. This one here in particular, because I just love the way the colorway is and the texture, and it's just a really cool portrait of Leadbelly. And then you have some more old school pictures here, there, and then on the inside it's just decked out with it. It's a gatefold put out by the Playboy label, which comes with this really cool paper sleeve. But yeah, any jazz record like John Coltrane's Love Supreme, those images are my favorite. I love them. So definitely a cool cover. And then let's see here. We're going to question 17. Name a musician you have met. Man, I have met a lot of them. I've been lucky enough to hang around with the right people, to go to these shows and meet them. Rocka and Evidence from Dilated. One of my favorite meetups was a random one in LA at this thing called the Beat Swap Meet. I bumped into Zach De La Roca from Rage Against the Machine. It took 1 second for me to recognize him. He was just walking around. No one was really paying attention. My friends weren't even sure it was him because he had buzzed his hair down or whatever. It wasn't the big old fro he was rocking back in the 90s. And so I ran, literally followed him until he was kind of just chilling, and then I just had to say hi to him, shake his hand, take a picture. Really cool guy. So yeah, one of my favorite musicians. So I love that experience. It made my day of the year. Question 18. Show a record with sentimental value. Pretty much any record my girlfriend has gotten me is important to me. I will keep. All the records we find that are Disney related, I enjoy. The one record that I did find at the beginning of my collection was this cumbia record. I love cumbias. This is a comp. It brings together a bunch of different artists, but this one I found for like $4, and I listened to it and I fell in love with it completely. Every song on here is just incredible. Hit after hit after hit of just danceable cumbia. So this one it will never leave my side. You know, it's probably not the most expensive record in my collection, but man, it is amazing. Moving on here. Question 19. Favorite album that no one seems to know about. This is a recent release. I haven't seen really anyone talk about it. I will be reviewing it fully on my channel next month or this month. I'm still debating. It's Matiel. I'm not 100% sure I pronounce her name. It released through Burger Records. Sneak peek into what it looks like here. It's pressed on white. It's exclusive pressing on this like clear white vinyl. Incredible. Great voice. It's just backed up by an amazing band. I will get more into it later, but if you haven't heard of her, this is self-titled, so just type her name in. Count Your Blessings. That's the song you should start off with, because that's the one that got me into her and her music. Definitely worth looking into. Up-and-coming artist. Big things for her coming up, I'm sure. And then finally, the last question. Favorite album of a genre you didn't know well. Well, as I mentioned, I don't really know jazz too well. And so I've been buying records, and I picked this up last year. It's an Art Blakey album, live at Birdland. and it's just a phenomenal album. Drumming amazingness. He's got Charlie Persett, Elvin Jones, Philly Joe Jones. He just kills it with the drums. So definitely an artist that I want to dig into more, because I just love how amazing at drumming he is. And of course the genre itself, I want to know more about it. I think it was more of a hard bop type of album. So definitely a genre or subgenre of jazz that I want to investigate a little further. But there it is. You made it to the end. All 20 questions. I know I blasted right through it, but I don't like to make my videos too long. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope it was entertaining. Thank you for everything, for checking it out. Drop a like if you think I deserve it. Links are in the description below. Follow me on any platform. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.